Anderson .Paak coming at you with that smooth R&B jazz that we all should love. God, he's so fucking good. Definitely, if you haven't listened to him, recommend it. Dude's phenomenal. But here we are again. Just gave you the top 10 QBs for Week 8. Like I said, we're at the mid-season point. Now we're going to do running backs. And running backs, God, man, what a journey so far for fantasy owners and figuring out 2 to 3 backs to put out there every week. I mean, it's been a fucking pain in the balls. I'm telling you, man. And we're still out here acting a fool. It's 3 o'clock on a Thursday late afternoon. Yeah, I'm feeling really fucking energetic right now. And I absolutely love doing this shit. So I hope you guys like the content. I hope you guys like the podcast. Definitely give it a follow. And, just like it, retweet it, whatever. Check it out on YouTube. I'm using some random-ass website right now for this, and it's alright, it's legit. It's got these random-ass effects that I like. It's kind of loud, sorry guys. But yeah, so top 10 running backs for Week 8. There's a lot of question marks with a few big names this week, like Aaron Jones. Will Jamal Williams start? Because that's going to be crucial. Jamal Williams had a very productive week last week. Got me about 21 points in PPR. He can catch the ball to the backfield. He's pretty solid in between the tackles, and Green Bay's got a high-powered offense, so that could be potentially a big key factor. Same thing with Miles Sanders. He might not play. There's just a lot of guys banged up. So starting at number 10, we're going with Boston Scott, and this is assuming that Miles Sanders doesn't play, which there's no indication that he's going to play. He hasn't practiced yet this week. Philly should be cautious. I mean, their odds are they're probably going to win that division because it's so fucking bad. Like, can we talk about that for a second? How in the fuck are we in Week 8 and there isn't even a team close to 500 in that division? How fucking bad is the NFC East every single year, man? I feel like this is a fucking yearly trend. Like, the Cowboys are a fucking joke. Washington hasn't even came up with a fucking name yet. We're at Week 8. It's taken them 4 months to come up with a fucking name? Are you fucking kidding me? Seattle started their own fucking, what was it, soccer team? And the Kraken or some shit? No, hockey. The Kraken? They probably came up with that in 20 minutes. You're telling me you got 4 fucking months you can't come up with a football team name? Well, that is their name, but fuck that, okay? Come up with a good name. You're not the Washington football team. Look like a bunch of fucking tampons out there with no name. Like, it just doesn't even seem legit. And yet, they're in, like, second place in this division. Like, what is going on over there, man? The Giants are horrible. Daniel Jones, last year, he talk about regressing. I mean, there's no way he's relying on Saquon that much. There's no way, because he looks awful. Let's be real. He looks absolutely awful. 5 touchdowns, 7 picks, I mean, through fucking 6 games. God, that is not good. So, yeah. But anyways, back to Boston Scott. He had a quality week last week. He had 18. He caught a key touchdown to win them the game. And, once again, they're playing Dallas. That's a divisional matchup. Everybody in that division's ass. So, realistically, Scott will probably have easy 15 points for you this weekend in the running back spot. That's huge. So, Boston Scott at number 10. A lot of upside with that play. Number 9, we're coming in with Jonathan Taylor. A guy that he's been good, but, like, I feel like if you have him in your leagues, like, I mean, I have him in two of my leagues. You're expecting more, you know? He's been getting about 15 a week. He's been solid. Like, honestly, if you can get 15 a week from running back, like I said about the Boston Scott thing, if you can get 15 a week from running back every single week, I'll take that. I will take that because it's an inconsistent position. You got so many running back by committees, and JT's the guy there. But he just hasn't had that blow-up week that I thought he would. I'm thinking this might be the week, though, against the Lions. I really am. Once again, Indy's kind of they have to win these type of games because Tennessee's a legitimate football team, and for them to win that division, they need everything every single week, especially against the subpar opponents like your Detroit Lions. So JT at number 9, I could see him having at least a 20-pointer in PPR formats for sure. So definitely a must start JT this week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming in number 8. Juicy matchup against the Jets. Now, Le'Veon hasn't gotten enough touches yet to really take him off of the top 10 weekly kind of guy. He's still a top 10 weekly guy. He's right around that 8 to 10 almost every week. But this week, I think Le'Veon's going to get a little bit more touches. I was going to put him in the top 3, top 4, just because he's playing the Jets, and the Jets are poop. They're fucking poop. But I think Le'Veon's getting a little revenge on Sunday. I really think that's going to happen. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire at number 8. We're looking easy over 100 scrimmage yards for him. Will he get in the end zone? That's to be said. We don't know. But either way, you get over 100 scrimmage yards as a back, you're going to be probably in the top 10 for that week. So Clyde Edwards at number 8. Number 7, Melvin Gordon. Not the best matchup ever, and obviously Denver's really bad, but he seems to be healthy again. Obviously you got that DUI, which, whatever. Like, it sucks. You don't want to get DUIs and shit, but yeah, besides that, I mean, he's playing, and, he's going to probably be pretty pissed off playing against his old football team in the LA Chargers. So they weren't willing to pay him. And I'm not saying that I don't fault the Chargers for not paying him, because they got a guy like Eckler that can honestly do a little bit more. I think Gordon's definitely better in between the tackles. There's no doubt. But Eckler can do more, if we're being real. Definitely a way better pass catcher. The guy's elusive as fuck, and he is going to want to run through this team. So Melvin Gordon with a top 7 spot this week, looking to get you about 100 yards in a TD, probably maybe a couple catches in the backfield. Plus, Phillip Lindsay, I think he has a concussion. I don't think he's really going to be getting many touches. So, but Gordon with a potential 20-plus carry week this week, definitely plug him into your lineup. Big week coming there. Also, the weather plays a role in that shit. They're in Denver. If it's a blizzard, we're 25 touches minimum for Gordon. Coming in at number 6, Todd Gurley's tonight against Carolina Panthers. He's Todd Gurley. I mean, he's still got a little bit of juice left in the tank. Honestly, coming into the season, I thought he was going to be a bust of a pick, because of how much Atlanta likes to throw the ball, but they've really committed to Gurley, and he's gotten a good amount of touches, and he's produced for the most part. Not the best average, per carry numbers, but he's produced. He's getting in the end zone. Quality option. It coming in at number 6 this week against Carolina. Probably going to have at least 15 to 20. Number 5, another guy that's banged up, but too good to leave out of the top 5, and that's Josh Jacobs. He's got a great, juicy matchup against Cleveland. Honestly, I probably would have him higher here, but once again, I mean, he's a little banged up, and I feel like Derek Carr's going to have a big day. So that might take a little bit away from Jacobs, but easy 80 yards and a TD from Jacobs this week. Easy. So yeah, him at number 5. Number 4, we're going Mike Davis. And why I can't talk. Why Mike Davis over Josh Jacobs and Gurley and Gordon? Well, Davis has been an absolute animal outside of last week, and McCaffrey's coming back next week. So Davis is going to be ready to run through a fucking wall. Okay? He knows this is his last opportunity to really do something and potentially either get a decent contract as McCaffrey's backup or go elsewhere and kind of be a bell cow like he was this year when McCaffrey was injured. So the guy's going to run through a fucking wall tonight. Okay? He's going to fuck Atlanta up. That's why I got him coming in at 4. Expect 20 to 25 from him easy this week or tonight. That's if, the game's script kind of stays how I think it's going to be. It's going to be a little back and forth because neither team really separates themselves. So, Mike Davis at 4. Number 3, got Alvin Kamara. Now, he's got a pretty tough matchup this week. Chicago's a good football team. Chicago's got a great pass rush. They got a decent run defense. They're pretty much top 10 in every defensive category there is. Their offense is poop. So, to me, I mean, regardless, Kamara's a top 3 play every week. It doesn't even matter who they're playing. And if he's healthy, Kamara's top three fantasy option. Look for at least 10 catches probably on Sunday for Kamara. I'd say 8 to 10 catches minimum, because Breeze is not going to have a lot of time to throw the football. I mean, let's be real here. Khalil Mack is an absolute force on the defensive end. They have solid linebackers. They have a pretty solid secondary. And they're not healthy either. I mean, Drew Brees, I feel bad for the guy. He's like 60 years old. He's like 5'2", and Michael Thomas is punching teammates and shit. He really hasn't had the best of luck this year as far as his teammates doing the right thing and staying healthy. So, but that all aside, Kamara, big week. Just like every week. The guy's averaging 30 points a week in PPR format, so that's pretty spectacular. Number 2, surprising choice here. I usually don't put guys that are not really top 3 options in the top 3, especially you got guys like Kamara. But being that Kamara's got that tough matchup, I'm putting Kareem Hunt at number 2. Why? Because Cleveland is in a position, too, where they have to win these games against subpar opponents. If they don't, they're fucked. They're in too tough of a division. They got Pittsburgh and Baltimore to battle with every single week. Those two teams, Pittsburgh's probably winning 10 to 11 games minimum. Baltimore, probably same thing, 10 to 11 games, probably more. So for Cleveland to even get a wild card spot or compete for the division, they have to win these games. Kareem Hunt's going to be a big factor, especially with Odell Beckham out for the season now. They're really lacking weapons. Kareem Hunt's going to be the guy this week if he's actually healthy. I know he's got a rib problem, but you're going to be able to count on him if he's out there and he stays healthy. Hopefully he doesn't leave due to the rib issue, but big week from Kareem Hunt. And then lastly, the most alien-like figure I've ever seen on a football field at number 1, Derrick Henry. God damn, this guy's not fair to have on a team. He's not fucking fair. In Tennessee, I keep talking about Tennessee, but they're doing it right, man. They're doing it right. They got their quarterback. They found him. I mean, fuck Adam Gase. We've already discussed this. Fuck Adam Gase. But Derrick Henry is the heart and soul of that football team. Mike Vrabel knows how to use him. That team just operates extremely well. And Cincinnati this week, too. They're playing Cincinnati this week. Derrick Henry's going to have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I'm like not even trying to like exaggerate just because he's in that one spot. I mean, he's a top 3 back every week, just like Kamara. But fuck, man. I mean, it's a juicy matchup. And they're playing great football right now. Derrick Henry is a beast. He's healthy. No one wants to tackle that guy, especially that weak-ass Cincinnati defense. So, big week from Derrick Henry coming up. And, yeah, that rounds out the top 10. I got a few sleepers for you guys as far as this week goes. A sleeper, Myles Gaskin. He's been playing great football. He's about 14 to 15 a week in PPR format, which no one would have guessed that at the beginning of the year. If anything, you would have been like, oh, Jordan Howard would have taken that job, or Matt Breida, like one of those two guys. But Myles Gaskin has by far been the most productive running back in that backfield. He's been a consistent option, too. I don't think he's had a week under 10 points. And I think the one week he did, he might have had 8 or 9. It was close to 10. Every other week, he's been like 14 to 17 or 14 to 20. And that, I mean, once again, from a flex player, you know, a RB2, that's really productive shit. 2 more sleepers for you. Excuse me. Chick-fil-A is not responding well. Is the 2 LA Rams running backs, Malcolm Brown and Darrell Henderson. Now, you probably don't have both, and I don't think you should have both. Why the fuck would you start 2 running backs in the same backfield unless you're, you know, the Chiefs from 2005 with fucking Priest Holmes and Larry Johnson? Like, you're not going to do it, right? Like, you're just not. So, if you have one of these 2, they're both sleepers this week. The only problem is we don't know who the fuck's going to get the ball. Because one week Malcolm Brown touches it 3 times, and then the next week he has 10 carries for 60 yards and a TD. A couple catches. That's a productive week out of a back. Henderson, I would rely on more, but they're both sleepers this week. They both got a good matchup against Miami. So, we'll see. I mean, it's Tua's first start. I'm not imagining him staring at Aaron Donald in the face, running at him like a fucking freight train in his first start in the NFL is going to go well. It's not going to go well. That's probably going to be an ass beating. Really surprised they picked this week to start him for this first start. Really shocking shit. But those 2 guys, I mean, put them in your lineup if you got them. If you have them both, which once again, I don't know if anybody does, just maybe insurance, but start one of them. And then last 2, we got Ronald Jones, who's just been really consistent, really good. Fournette also is looking like he's going to come into play, but I mean, once again, Tampa Bay is going to fuck on the Giants, so it's going to be an ass beating. So start Ronald Jones. And Jamal Williams, if Aaron Jones doesn't play, is going to be a great option. So, once again, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll have the receiver and the tight end video coming at you, and that's it.